Fibonacci, the mathematical sequence of numbers developed by Leonardo de Pisa, also known as Leonardo Fibonacci, which was used as a base in the development of two popular technical analysis tools we use today, Fibonacci Projections and Retracements. They are key to a trader's day-to-day trading activities as they help them make crucial decisions in identifying good places to enter or exit a market, as well as provide us with information and signals for target prices and stop losses. The Fibonacci projection serves to plot price levels according to a main movement, which identifies the trend, and a corrective movement in order to project future price targets to set you up for better trading decision making. Fibonacci retracement illustrates horizontal price levels that are used to predict a past market move and to determine future support and resistance levels. It also helps capture price correction movements. With Vector open, we're going to go to the right-hand side of the platform where we have our toolbar. We're going to select this tool here, which is our Fibonacci retracement tool. When using this tool, it's important to pay attention to the maximum and minimum candlestick points, which will serve as a guide for our study. The specific chart that I have open on my screen is the Bitcoin to USDT one-day chart. It's also important to note that, unlike traditional stock markets, there are hardly any opening gaps because this market is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a market that virtually never sleeps. Let's take a look at an example together. So here you can see that there is a movement from a swing low to a swing high. In this case, what we need to do is we need to click on the bottom of the candle. We're going to drag all the way to the top of the movement, like so. Now that we've traced out our study, we can now observe the points where the price has a higher probability to experience corrections on the outlined Fibonacci levels. These levels are normally 0, 38.2, 50, 61.8, and 100. It's worth noting that the midpoint levels of the study is where the price is more likely to fluctuate and is represented as percentages on the Vector platform. A popular strategy is to use the Fibonacci midpoint levels at the 38.2, 50, and 61.8 levels and use them as a price target. As you can see here, the midpoint level of our study respected the 50 level of the retracement and gave continuity to an upward price movement. In other words, it's worth paying attention to these midpoint levels in Fibonacci retracement because it's where the price levels are accustomed to fluctuate with a higher frequency. Just to reiterate, these points again are 38.2, 50, and 61.8. We've talked about Fibonacci retracement. Let's now focus our attention to Fibonacci projection. So first, we're going to remove the study off our chart. Graphically speaking, the Fibonacci projection is drawn based on the main movement, whether a swing high or swing low, and a price correction movement, which we've drawn here using our freehand tool. Clicking on the Fibonacci projection icon right here, we'll be able to trace out our new study. In order to plot it, what we're going to do is we're going to simply select the bottom of the price movement, drag it to the top of the price movement, and back down to the bottom of the correction like this, and voila. We now have the levels we wanted projected on our chart. In the case of Fibonacci projections, the central levels of Fibonacci are used partially to close out positions, usually at the 100 level of the study. However, if the price tendency is strong, we could use the 161.8 price level as another possible Fibonacci level to close out our market position. In order to add it onto the chart, we'll basically right-click onto the properties, select levels, type in the level we'd like, add it, and then click apply. On the topic of customization, let's actually go back into the Properties tab here by right-clicking, selecting Fibonacci Projection Properties. Here we'll notice that we can change the style of the Fibonacci lines, the color. We can also change the thickness. As already mentioned, we can change the Fibonacci levels. We can add new ones, we can remove them as well. The Positions tab lets us manually change the position of our projection. And finally, the Alerts tab here will help us set up burst alarms in the case we want to be notified of a specific price movement. All right, just so you know, we can also set up and personalize the Fibonacci retracement the same way we did the projection here. So let's recap what we've learned. Projection is drawn based on the main price movement and the price correction. Retracement, on the other hand, is drawn based on a simple movement like a swing high and a swing low. The objective of each study is different. The Fibonacci projections aim to identify future targets of a movement, whereas the Fibonacci retracements aim to identify price correction zones.